Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are and whenever you are. Welcome to the community live stream. This is the show to help you be a better ServiceNow administrator or developer. My name is Chuck Tomasi. I am here to give you not only answers in the community, but the insights, the thought process, the journey of discovery that goes on behind those so that you can take those to your organization and be more effective. Let's get on with the starting. Yes, I have checked the mute button this morning and audio is working. Thank you very much. No notification yet, so we'll see it as it comes in, I guess. Reminding you to subscribe to the YouTube channel that you see right there in that panel on the lower third so that you can get notified. Turn on the notifications and you find this. This is January 29th, 2019. So long, January. It was nice knowing you for the week you were around. Good morning, Petrius, Shashashi, sorry. Steve is online. A lot of people checking in. Thank you very much. That must mean the notification is still not up. Darn. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. Also do this show on Twitch. If you find something in the video in the next hour or so that you find helpful, useful, informative, maybe mildly entertaining, click the like button so that other people know that it's there, and that helps people find it. If you're watching this on the community, because yes, the video about the community is posted back to the community with links to the community, you kind of get the idea. Mark it helpful over there. I saw that some of the pre-conf training is up. Yes, it is. Gave you that link yesterday. So unfortunately, I can't remember what it is. It's in the notes from yesterday, but we'll find it. So if you're watching on Twitch, thank you very much. If you're watching on YouTube as well, thank you very much. If you've got more than just a quick question about, pre-conference training or a shout out of where you are, where the weather is. If you are experiencing colder winter temperatures, please stay warm, stay safe, drive safe, stay out of the snow, all that good stuff. This is January. Fortunately, I live in an area that is unaffected by that, but I wish you all the best if you are. If you've got more than that, please post it in the community. Remember all the good tips about online etiquette, post context of what you're trying to do, business requirements, pictures are helpful if it's applicable, a little bit of source code, rather than just saying, hey, how do I get a variable into this variable? That's or very general questions. Could you please tell me about ServiceNow? What is it you're really trying to learn here? Because you could get a lot of questions, a lot of answers. Remember, one post per question. Try to use the right subforums, the right groupings underneath there. So if you have a question about performance analytics, put it in the reporting and performance analytics space. If you've got a question about discovery, the ITOM space is the place for you. If you've got a general question about scripting, developer. So there you go, some guidelines about using the community at community.servicenow.com. A lot of smart people there. This isn't just me and my show. This is hundreds, thousands of other people around the world who are capable and willing to help. Jay, good morning from the deep freeze of Chicago. There's a reason I don't live in the Midwest anymore, and this time of year is it. There's always that 1 week of the year where temperatures go sub-zero Fahrenheit and wind chills drive it down even lower. I remember many a times I would have to wear full-length Carhartts as the final layer over about 4 other layers to work. Function before fashion, I always say. Make sure that your clothing is functional for the season you are in. And with that, I'm going to continue on with note about the developer community over at developer.servicenow.com. Reminding you once again, free personal developer instance over there running, as of last week, our latest release of Madrid. That is in early access. So if you want to start experimenting, playing around, understanding, exploring what's in Madrid, the docs are up at docs.servicenow.com. Personal developer instance available at Madrid. If you get an instance and it's not on Madrid, you can always upgrade it as I did last weekend and start exploring. It's good stuff. Lots of things in Madrid. We will be covering that in just a few short weeks on Tech Now episode number 61. However, today we are doing Tech Now episode number 60, which I will get to in just a minute. Along with free personal developer instance, we've got free learning plans, we've got the scripting APIs, we've got developer newsletter, we've got meetups, all kinds of things that you can find. There's blog articles, and more blog articles either out or coming out on Madrid. In fact, if I go to the blog, let's see what's out there just for fun. Madrid instance is now available. Hey, isn't that what I just said? Madrid is here. If you already have an instance, click the upgrade option on the menu. You can see that there. If you request a new instance, look at that. JKLM. Full instructions on that. And we will have more. My goodness, there's so much good stuff in Madrid. I can't wait to talk about it. But that has to wait. We also have a lot of meetup information in the events, including today's webinar. Forgot to mention that. Salt Lake City meeting tonight. I believe these are ordered chronologically. I'm not sure where I was going with that. Raleigh-Durham tomorrow night. Toronto also tomorrow night. February 5th is... Where is this? SAASTR Annual 2019. Oh, that's a conference. I'm sorry. We have more than just meetups in here, of course. But if you want all of the meetup information, you can find that over at meetup.servicenow.com. You can find the, not meetup.servicenow.com, meetup.com/pro/ServiceNow dev program. The URL is right there. I should just learn how to read it. We have 50 chapters all over the globe, likely one in your area. If there isn't, reach out to us and let us know. We'll help you start one up. We have also, not chronologically on meetup.com, many other meetings in February and March. So take a look. Lots of topics, lots of great people out there. These are developer meetups for you, the ServiceNow developers, whom I know are the majority of the people that are watching this. If we continue on, we get to knowledge. Knowledge is coming up. That is knowledge.servicenow.com, May 5th through 9th. Pre-conference training the 5th and 6th. The main conference is 7th, 8th, 9th. Look forward to seeing you there. Hands-on labs, lots of networking, customer breakout sessions. I think it's 80 or 90% of those breakout sessions are by customers. So we are going through the speaker review process right now. Lots of things to review, lots of great content. I look forward to seeing you there. Going to have a lot of fun once again. You, me, and about 20,000 of our closest friends at the Venetian Palazzo Hotels in Las Vegas, which are connected to the Sands Convention Center in the back. Good morning, Nikhil. Good morning, Ed. Carolyn is checking in as well. Chuck, I'm also looking for some session regarding SecOps from your session. Very useful. I am probably not going to do much on SecOps on this show, as well as GRC. Those are not my strong suits. The focus of what I do is platform, custom applications, and integrations. That being said, I did have 2 calls yesterday, interestingly enough, from the ITSM business unit and the SecOps business unit asking how they can get more exposure. And they are looking at doing something like this. Not sure if it will be this exact same format, if it will be a weekly or a monthly series, I don't know. But there is talk of doing more community outreach, shall we call it, with video, with blog articles, with community engagement. So look for that. I look forward to having some very strong players join me in this space. It'd be very wonderful as our community grows to have more community engagement. Again, can't promise that will be like this. I don't know that they're going to get up at 6 a.m. local time or 1 p.m. UTC, whatever that is in your area. Can't promise, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe they'll bring some new things that I can leverage, and everybody wins. Throat is still a little bit sore from last week, so we'll get through this show the best we can on the herbal tea this morning. Any sessions that happen in India? Not sure what's happening in India, but as I finish up my conversation about knowledge, one last reminder that in a few short hours, we will be doing our Tech Now episode on mid-servers. There's still time to register, still time to sign up. You can find out more over at TN60Reg, bit.ly/TN60Reg for that. If you want another bit.ly link, bit.ly/ServiceNow-TechNow is the index, the library of all of the episodes that we have done to date. REST APIs and email notifications and script includes, it's all in there dating back to early 2013. I believe this month is the 6th year anniversary of this series. Very happy that it has been endorsed and allowed to continue this long, even through multiple role changes at ServiceNow, that I'm able to bring that to you. So this is targeted mainly at developers and administrators. Show you how mid-server can be of value in your organization to do integrations, to do discovery. Craig Stepp is going to lead all that content and is going to do a wonderful, wonderful job. That being said, let's get on with any scripts that will be mentioned, written, displayed here today. Will be available in the GitHub repo that you see there. Another bit.ly link. Why do I do that? Because it's short. That one happens to be a bit crazy. I should make it a nicer bit.ly link. But you will find a folder if we have any scripts. If we don't, it'll just be at the top folder. You can find scripts from previous episodes dating back, since July of 2018. So over 6 months of good stuff in there. So look forward to sharing that with you. That way you don't have to squint at the screen and say, is that a dot or a comma? Just copy it from the GitHub repo and we'll get it there. Let's get on with the community. That's what we're here to do. Thank you for joining. If you're just joining me today, watching live, watching later, watching the community, YouTube, Twitch, really, really appreciate it. So how to get date in January 28, 2014 format. That is already answered, but you know what? Date questions intrigue me. Let's take a look. So how do I get a date in a notification in a long format, full month spelled out? My initial gut says we could do this with a mail script, but let's see what other people say. 7 replies. Check the code below. New glide date, convert message time 0, get date by format. Data. Oh, hey, look at that. We have a get date by format method in the glide date time. So we could do, there's the correct answer, which leads me over to developer.servicenow.com to look at the API on the server. And I want to see what the glide date time format is. Did you do glide date or did you do glide date time? I don't remember. He did a glide date. Okay, so glide date. Apparently there is, wish I'd known about this. I think I have a place in my on this day in history where I did it a harder way. I may be able to update some code and save some time. Get by format, string format. Is that what he said? He used get by format, which is in here. Never hurts to review and learn and see something new every day. Format is the string of the desired format, although we don't have what the format strings are. Date of the specified format. We have some examples. DD, MM, YYY. Does that comply with other string formats? Because he gave an example here of 4 M's. 4 M's, I suspect, spells out January. DD, of course, is that, and then 4 Y's is the 4-digit year. So shame on us for not having some examples of what these meta characters are. I'm going to take a note and get back to our docs team on that. So get date by format. Is that what it is? I want to spell it right. Yeah. A get by format. It's part of glide date. Get by format. I hope I can read this later. Needs meta string examples. If I can't read it, well, I'll take it to the pharmacy and see if they can fill that prescription, because I can't read it. Remember the good old days when doctors used to write prescriptions? Now they just send it in. If they can do that electronically, why can't they do the medical insurance forms? That's the one downside of this job that I'm in, or you probably see it using ServiceNow. One downside of working for ServiceNow is that you see process inefficiencies everywhere you go. My latest one was with a dentist and a doctor. The dentist wanted to do a procedure and said, well, we have to hold your medications for a few days, so you needed basically a permission slip from your doctor. They had to fax it over. The other doctor lost it. I finally tracked it down. Then they fax it back. Now I got to call the dentist and say, did you get the It's like, faxing? Really? Today? This is my vision of the world. Probably happens sometime after I'm dead. But to go on your phone and say, I grant permission to the dentist to send my information over, and it gets sent. The doctor who needs to approve it would see it in his mailbox, click approve, goes back to the dentist and says, yes, Chuck can stop taking medication for a week. And then I get a notification from the dentist saying, when would you like to schedule your appointment? That should take maybe a day at most. We see this in service delivery all throughout ServiceNow. It just drives me bonkers when things go into a black hole and you just don't hear about it anymore. It's frustrating because I know there's a way to fix this. I know, and it drives me nuts. So that's my latest complaint from the world at large in the last week. It's all over the place. When we were buying a car last month, it was terrible. We even knew what we wanted to buy, and it still took 4 hours to get in and out of the dealership. I know there are online services like Carvana that we could deal with. A different story, different time. So it just underscores the fact that there are lots of processes in your organization and in your life, frankly, that can be streamlined, automated, measured, you name it, that ServiceNow can help with. That is not a blatant advertising. That is something straight out of my life in the last 24 hours that's driving me crazy. Oh, you know what? I need the link for that so I can put it in the show notes. We did cover that and discuss it. So let's copy that, paste it in the links. There we are. Hooray. Don't want to lose the information. Are we done? Are we ready to go? ServiceNow Virtual Agent, a blog article. Excellent. This is created 8 months ago. So this came out in London. There have been some nice enhancements to Virtual Agent in Madrid, if you haven't looked. A lot less scripting, which is my favorite part. The condition builder now is available on many places for setting fields. You can do it just like a business rule and say, set this field to this value or set this field to this variable, whether it's a script variable or an input variable. You can do conditions such as, just like the condition builder you see in a UI policy or a scriptless business rule. So I am not going to get into that too much. It's there for you. Let's go to the unreplied. I don't have anything in the inbox to take a look at. There was a lot of things this morning. Most of them were just follow-ups, nothing that I needed to, that I felt would make good content for this show. Multiple SQL and server analysis services. Excuse me. I think puberty's hitting a little late. I'm about to turn 54. My voice is cracking. How ServiceNow Discovery identifies virtual storage, router, switch, and which CMDB attribute is leveraged to flag them. Good question, ITOM. I've gone through this before, but let me see if I can do a high level if they're asking what I think they're asking. 1, router switch. ServiceNow Discovery does not distinguish a router/switch virtual device from a physical device. What is the recommendation on how CIs should be integrated with hardware asset management for physical devices? Storage. Is there a way to identify virtual storage from physical out of the box? Any CMDB attribute that can be leveraged to flag. 3, please, 1 question per post. You're not going to get an answer for all of these, most likely. Can we group applications of a similar kind, either through a class or an attribute? An example is Oracle GL, Oracle Fixed Asset, Oracle Receivables, and even Oracle EBS Suite. Depends how you want to group them. If you're looking to put them all in the same CI class, yes, you could do that through normalization, I believe. The attributes is really what you discover is up to you. When you get down to that exploratory stage, this is the details. It says, aha, I recognize you as this class of device. Now it's time to ask the hard questions. And for network devices, it's typically sent out with an SNMP query. So the OID you send it is going to determine what information you get back. So if you're looking for MAC addresses or virtual devices or determine which is which, it's really what questions do you ask. If you want to ask more questions, you put in more probes. So I am unfortunately not going to type all of that out because I know somebody out there is going to get it for me, and we'll put that in. Get rid of some of this extra stuff. Housekeeping. It's a wonderful thing. All right. If I do have a minute after the show, I'll take care of it. But we do have that tech now coming up right after this. So let's see what else we get. Set the SLA Due field to about to breach in percentage of hours. Interesting question. I have a requirement that I want to make an SLA Due field on incident form to be set as SLA is about to breach in percentage of hours. Currently, it is showing as unknown in reports. Can anyone help me? That's what SLAs are for. The thing to remember about SLAs is you can have many SLAs on a given record. You could be measuring the SLA against who it's assigned to, the assignment group, the device type. There's a lot of ways to do SLA definitions, and you can have these all running at the same time. And then as you change assignment groups, for example, it may go from networking to the database group, and they have a different SLA. So one is stopped and the other starts. That's why it's in a related list. It's a very complex thing. So to say I want the SLA as a field on that record, which SLA record are you taking? If there's 5 of them that are running and 2 that are stopped and 3 that are, it doesn't make any sense at that point. It's a bit like saying, I want to carry around a picture of my child. Well, if you've got 6 children, that doesn't make any sense. It falls apart. So the thing is, your SLAs are a record to measure independent things about the record you're measuring. Again, you could have one on the CI. You could have one on the, if it's a very important server, you may have a 1-hour SLA. But if it's assigned to a team that has a 2-hour SLA, those can be running concurrently. And to say, oh, my incident was breached, well, maybe it's the first one to breach, but that's not a complete picture of what you're looking at. So I am going to type in here my narrative. So I always get confused when people make a request like this about a single field on the incident or other record, other task record, to view the state of an SLA, because SLAs are a one-to-many relationship. You can have multiple SLAs. Sorry if this is a bit of a repeat. Running on, it's always fun to watch at double speed too. I type a lot faster. It's almost coming out as fast as I say it. Multiple SLAs running on a single incident record. Example, one for CI, one for the assignment group, and they can have different limits. Can't remember what the term is. Different limits for each one. You could have one that is breached in 2 hours and one that is still available, open, and one that is accepted, open, satisfied, we'll go with that, in 3 hours. All right, I'm going to leave out the rest of the narrative. What exactly are you trying to measure or accomplish? What is the business requirement? Can this be accomplished? Sorry, the brain's running a little slow this morning. Via a report on the task SLA table with the proper filters. Oops, not the music. Brain is really not running well today. One button is green, it starts the music. One button is blue, it rings the Mario coin. I can't even distinguish colors today. Ah, the fun of doing this live. Okay, let's do a refresh on this. Should have just played the music and said, thanks, bye, have a good day. Short day. If that's the way the brain is going, I might be better off going back to bed. Editing the major incident workbench. Multiple SQL server analysis. How ServiceNow discovers, identifies virtual storage. Talked about that. Display list report on service portal page with group by functionality. Could you do that on a dashboard? Can you expose a dashboard? I know you can do it with interactive dashboards, but I don't know if you can put a dashboard on a portal. I haven't explored that yet. What I would like to do is follow that. I have a list report for incidents grouped by category, which should be visible on a portal with the drill down feature. Please find the attached screenshots for more details. So here's the report. And could you do that with an interactive? Let's do a little research here. ServiceNow interactive dashboard service portal. See what comes up. Dashboard searches interactive filters, reports on service portal in the docs page. Looky there. Docs page is nice and green. We got rebranded about a week ago, in case you hadn't noticed. Show reports using service portal. When you edit a portal in the report widget, activating the performance is interactive in here. Interactive analysis, interactive filters. Available interactive filters types. Let's see. Service portal. It's got to be available. Dashboard. Yes, no. Understanding service portal, customer service portal. All right, I'm going to respond to this one. That's not the one I was after. Where is the one I was after? Oh, I drilled into it. Not big on reporting and performance analytics, but you might be able to do this with an interactive dashboard and then place the report on the dashboard and the dashboard in a portal page. Link to docs. I'm not sure what how did I get back to the sign-in page? That was interesting. Oh, because I did a search back here. So search. Reports on service portal. Let's give a link to that. Create an HTML link. Paste that in and also provide a link to, where was it? Interactive dashboards? Interactive filters on home pages and dashboards. I think that's what I'm looking for. Copy that link, paste that link in. That is not even the right tab. We are having all kinds of fun today. At least I hit the right button that time. Back to the beginning. I know, it's not even Monday. I have a 4-day week coming up. On vacation Friday. Not sure if I can squeeze in one of these shows Friday morning. I will try. Did I already hit that? I already hit that. Why does this say Knowledge 18 at the top? And where does it take you? The on-demand library. Oh, okay. I get it. We have content from Knowledge 18 on the community. I thought maybe it would be a link to the Knowledge 19 stuff. Knowledge.servicenow.com. That's where you want to go. So anything else unreplied in here that we can pick on? Add 4 days to date variable on a catalog item. That's doable. Any solutions I could find on the internet have not worked. I only get strange behavior and have to delete the variable and create it again. We have a date field on a catalog item. The default date should be 4 business days in the future. If anyone currently is doing this, please help. We only use the portal UI. Shouldn't matter. Shouldn't matter. You can put on your variable. Hey, let's try this out. Let's go to catalog items, maintain items, and let's put a date variable. And apparently I timed out. That's what happens when you don't use a personal developer instance for a few minutes. I know there's a property I could set, and I've just been too lazy. So I'm almost ready to Z-boot this thing back into oblivion. Maintain items. Let's pick something like an iPad 3. Catalog demo data needs updating. A lot of demo data needs updating. And down in the variables, let's add a new date field. Should be able to put a default date in there. Let's see what we get. We won't map it to a field. We'll call this a date field. We won't necessarily make it mandatory. Pick a date. Just gonna call it date and annotation, type specification, default value. Can we do JavaScript? What's the API? I'm in global, so I could cheat, but I'd rather use glide date time. Oh, look, here's glide date. Can we do an add? We could do a subtract. We can do a set display value. We could do, you could put a glide date time value into a glide date. So let's add days local time. Let's just see. We could do, can we put this in a function? How can we do this? You know what? Let's do this first. Before we do that, put that there. I'm going to make a favorite out of this so I can find it again fast. Looks good. And then I'm going to make a quick script include to do my calculation. I like script includes because I can define the functionality and then test it first. So let's go make a script include to add 4 days. In fact, we could just tell it the number of days. Add days. And we don't need to instantiate it. I'm just going to call it as a straight up function. So function add days. This function name here must match this function name here. And we will give it an integer argument. Then var gdt equals new glide date time. gdt.add days local time. Look at that. Thank you, code completion. Num days. And we can return GDT. That's really all I wanted in that little default thing. So let's test that out. Test it out in scripts background, which is right there. I need to shorten up my names again. And say gs.info. It's going to return a glide date. VARG, I'm going to use a terrible name, add days for gs.info, g.get display value. See what happens. Hey, look at that. 4 days from now is in fact February 2nd. So if I can I save that into a glide date variable? Well, let's go find out. I have a favorite catalog item. Let's set the default value. We're on uncharted waters again. This is the fun part, where you just get to play around and see what happens. Open up the variable, please. Thank you. Default value, put in JavaScript, add days 4. Update. Let's go try it out. And that's a little hard to read, but in fact it is working. Okay, I have an answer for you. Go back to my wonderful script include. Get whatever was updated latest, which should be add days. Paste this in. That was easier than I thought. Okay. I was able to do this by setting the default value on the variable to something like this. Little code in here that says, I really wish this would default to JavaScript. JavaScript colon add days 4. Get my OK button back. Then I wrote a script include to do this for me, like this. Another chunk of code, JavaScript, paste, done. And I can even prove it. Woohoo! Go back to the, where was it? iPad 3. Make the font a little smaller so we can prove that it works. Pick a date. Done. Paste. Date displayed on 2019-01-29. Happy 29th. That's actually one of my friend's birthdays today. He turns 54. Old friend from when I was about 8 years old. Still talk to him. In fact, I got to schedule a call with him today. There we are. There's a big coin for you. So you follow how they did that? Good. Put in the default value just like any dictionary entry. It's going to run server side before the variable is displayed. Goes out and calculates this variable. The glide date time gets the current date and time, and then I simply use the add days local time to add that on and return that object back. That gets saved into the variable value, and away we go. You can notice that I'm using a glide date time here, but it's going into a date variable. You can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. It just truncates off the time. When it gets saved into a date variable, it becomes midnight effectively. If you look at the value of that as a date time, and if you move a date into a date time variable, you'll see that it starts out as midnight. It's just lopping off the time. Nothing wrong with that. Excuse me. Okie doke. Well, that was fun. Dates and times are rarely ever fun. Next question. Let's dig in. Anything in the inbox? Nothing in the inbox. Enable cloud management in UAT. How to achieve this task? You would need to go through customer support. Just turn on a plugin. Can anyone help me with the below request enable management in UAT? Yes, reach out to customer support. They can help you with this. Out to customer support, and they can help you with this. A couple of ways you can do that. I believe personal developer instances have the ability to turn that on. So if you go to the developer.servicenow.com under manage instance, there's an action that says activate plugin and cloud management. Look at that right at the top of the list. It's a beautiful thing. If you are not sure why that's underlined, for your personal developer instance, you can do this from the Manage Instance menu and use the Action drop-down menu to activate the plugin. For your organizations, did I get that close? Good. Instances, you can reach out to, I'm not even going to say you can, just reach out to customer support and they can help you with this. Ding! I need a bigger Mario button. Flying through them today. What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? I'm not able to find SC rec item table in Flow Designer action. Plugin already activated. Unable to find record updated requested item. Interesting. Let's go take a look. What version of Flow Designer are you looking at? Are you developing a flow in a scope? Just curious, not sure if that's going to make a difference or not. Details, details. Meanwhile, let's go try and reproduce this. So Flow Designer, our next generation workflow tool. Find that under Flow Designer, open up Designer. And let's see if we can create a flow. I think he was just trying to create the trigger at that point, yes? Yeah, this was the trigger, record updated. So let's go to Flow Designer. Interesting. For whatever reason, my browser still has cached the old ServiceNow logo in the tab. But when I open up Flow Designer, it's the new one. Let's go to Create New Flow. Sample RITM flow for community live stream. Flow for CLS. Leave that in the global application. Works for me until I hear differently. Click Trigger. Updated. And then we select the table. Request item. Requested item. Ooh. That's interesting. Oh, you know why? I know why. I know why. I know why. Because when you go to edit an item, you have a choice now of, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It was either workflow or rats. There's a choice whether you want to trigger a workflow. The same reason you can't select requested item from the workflow table, or maybe you can. But you have to define it first, and then you do it through this way. Ah, where is it? I might have to Z-boot this instance. Maintain items, new. I thought there was a choice somewhere that you said, I want to use flow or I want to use workflow. So item details, ability, desktop only. Put that in there. Process engine. Oh, check out the form layout. Cool. All changed up. You can say workflow, execution plan. It was supposed to pick one or the other. Picture, mobile pricing. I thought, let me look at the form design real quick. Probably could have looked at this on form layout, but form design I like because it shows you all the tabs at once. Field types. It's not flow, not workflow. Under process engine, what did that annotation say? Of course, I have annotations off. Let's turn annotations on. Select the appropriate process engine for the catalog item. Only one engine can be selected. Okay, that's not making any sense. Execution plan is going to take me to the docs page. That's the simple version of an execution plan. You should be able to let me pick a flow. It's not engine. All right, we're going to do this the hard way. Billable card class created, delivery time, entitlement script, fulfillment group, ignore price, image, location, no order now. Does anybody see it? Am I missing something? I swear there was a way to select which engine you used, whether it was Flow Designer. Because if you click workflow, it's going to come up with workflows from the WF table flow. Or WF workflow flow table. Where's the Flow Designer stuff? I thought it was in here. I'm going to have to check on that one. I am stumped. Let me put that in the notes for a follow-up. And copy, not the end. Get this page. I'll follow up on that and let you know. That is stumping me. I thought that came out in Kingston or London. You can now say, I want to update this. Okay. Scratching my head on that one. Because that should be, it's not portal settings, not pricing, not mobile. Definitely not the pictures. I do like this tabbed interface. It cleans up the form a lot. Something to think about if your forms are getting a little long and ugly. Create some sections. And it's definitely not that. Okay, well, I'm going to have to look. It's probably there and I'm just not seeing it. I will look through all my old notes about catalog updates. Can't be before Kingston because there was no Flow Designer before Kingston. I want to follow that. Oh, I'm already subscribed, apparently, because I already responded. Developing in the global scope over in London below is the screenshot. Okay. Yeah, I'll let them know I'm looking into this. I thought there was a place on the... It's not... no, I know I'm a little off here. Schedule runs once scheduled. Nope. I know there's a reason for it. On the item definition, you could specify the flow instead of traditional workflow, but I'm not seeing it. Crazy times. Okay, that was another one. Managed to hit the right button. Thank you, everybody, for joining me this morning. Sort drop-down menu manually. 9 replies. I should hope there'd be an answer in here somewhere. So that's yesterday. Is it possible to sort these values below in a manual order? Currently, on the customer side, the items are listed in alphabetical order. So this is a related list of what? IT service management. They are looking in. I want to see them in the drop-down list. It's a reference field. How in portal? Interesting. Right-click on the request division unit field, click and show choice list. Use order field. It's not a choice field. It's a reference field. Right-click the actual header and choose configure choices from the selection list. Is that a reference field or a choice field? Am I looking at it wrong? The screenshot is on the customer facing. Right-clicking is like right-clicking on a web page in Chrome. On the back end, I don't have configure choices. right? Because it's a reference field. Click on Configure Dictionary. Like you've shared the first screenshot of the Divisions tab. Click the gear icon that you see besides the magnifying glass. Then it opens up a pop-up. I don't see the Divisions tab. This discussion is going on and on. So how can you, what they're asking is, how can you sort a reference field? In the portal, they're seeing it listed. So let me see if I can find something real quick. dev2465/SP. Got a few minutes to play around with this. Let's see what we can find for an example with a reference field. I would think the incident form would be a reference field, right? So get help. More than likely, this is going to open up a reference, report an issue. Hopefully there's a reference field on one of these. Not here. Where did you witness this? There we go. So this is a reference field to the location table. And note that this is sorted. Not sure where all of this comes from. A lot of crazy demo data. How is that sorted? If we go to the dictionary entry for that record producer, which is exactly what that is. How do you know? Because where'd my service portal just go? It's way out here? It's way out here. This is the 4 questions you get when you ask a service portal question. That's just how I recognized it. So it's report an issue is the record producer. Cool, red and green, very Christmas colors. That is not what I was after. Oh, it is what I was after. It's a safety issue. I built this. That is the record producer I was after. I don't really need it editable. I was confused when I thought I was looking at the incident record producer. So where did you witness this is a reference to the location field. Well, brain is somewhat on autopilot this morning. And why is the location table in sorted order? Is it listed here? No. Is it listed here? No. There's no reference qualifier. There's no sorting. There's no dictionary entry for that table. Is it in the widget itself? Let's go to the widget. Where did you witness this? Can't do anything there. Can't do anything there. Right-clicking isn't getting us anywhere. How does it know where to sort it? This is a choice list. That's easy. This is a reference field. So, does it actually say which is which? Divisions is our Department of Strategy. Is that part of the widget definition? What is it? There it is. Control click. Let's see the instance options. That didn't tell me anything. Maybe there are no instance options for this widget instance. Widget options schema. There we go. For this catalog item. Validation messages, label, show, add wish list items, This is not mine. That's no fun. So, instance options, there. Show cart, validation, order item section on top, enable, nope. That's just how this instance is going to appear. Control, click on a widget, and you will get the widget menu. And widget editor. I wonder if, That is a mystery. I want to stay subscribed to that one. Actually, I could probably do it just by responding. Is it a reference field or a choice field? It's got to be a reference field. If it was a choice field, it would be in syschoice, and then you can order it. So configure label, configure dictionary, configure department. All right, I'm going to keep tabs on that one. Hey, look, we've got 5 minutes to go through the inbox. Let's go see what the replies are. Keep these discussions moving along. I'm not able to find SC rec item. Somebody's probably saying thanks. And every once in a while, the inbox widget does this. It just sits there and spins. I don't know if you've seen that or not. Actually, spent time this morning and made a reply and lost it. That was frustrating. Refresh the page and away we go. If you're in London, check the following plugin is activated or not. Flow Designer Action Steps Service Catalog. Oh, well, let's go look. Plugins. If you go to System Definition Plugins in Madrid, you will be taken to the unified installation page, and it will say you've been taken here, and you can still go to the plugins page, or you could type v_plugin.list. I'm really warming up to this page, though. Flow Designer, because it includes plugins, it includes store items, it includes apps that you've migrated from other instances. It's very, very cool. So, Flow Designer Action Steps Service Catalog. Flow Designer, Action Step Core, Action Step CRUD, Action Step Email, Log, Payload Builder, which is cool. And this is installed. And I'm not able to see it. So, there's that. Let's verify that the other way too. Go to the v_plugins list. And Flow Designer, %. Action Step Service Catalog is in fact active. I got nothing on that one. So next, marked helpful for the 4 business days. Alberto marked it helpful, waiting for user 316 to respond back. This only had 4 days, not 4 business days. Did they say business days, Steve? Oh, 4 business days in the future. Oh, good grief. Okay. Steve's got a better way to do it. So skip the Saturdays and Sundays. Very good choice. Very good choice. I give you a helpful, my friend. Thank you, thank you. Probably saw that as I was typing, going, you missed a requirement. That can happen when you read things too quickly. Finally, enable cloud management via UAT, and the inbox widget finally pulled through. We already provided the Hi portal for the respective user. Thank you, Vera. Was Vera the one who asked the question? Yes. Okay. Then that's what you need to do. There's not much the community can do to turn plugins on for you. I refresh that. Why does it still say I have 2 things? Because 2 new ones came in. Steve replied to this just as I was reading it. And this is already active, as it is on mine. So that plugin is not the answer to why you don't have the SC request item table in the flow picker list. It's something else. I'm sure it is. And with that great mystery, I think I'm going to call it a morning. Hope to see you soon in, about 2 hours on the Tech Now for the mid servers. Thank you for joining. If you found something useful, click the like button. If you're watching this in the community, click the helpful link. Very much appreciated. And as always, go out in the world, learn, share, be helpful. Bye.